The Eagles' defensive line looks pretty damn good right now. Okay, it looks pretty. It might even look better than 2017. Okay, number one, you got the newly acquired Malik Jackson. Okay, that has been in the league for a while. Okay, and he was with the Jacksonville Jags. And you know what? He had his press conference. He told the truth about what happened. Ended up getting benched because he wasn't playing to his usual self or whatnot. You know, Malik Jackson is one of the best pass rushers in the league, and that's just what it is. You had a major upgrade of Malik Jackson over Timmy Jernigan. And let me tell you something. I miss Timmy Jernigan. I thought he deserved the contract he did get. But after he got that contract, he kind of fell over. Didn't really see him much. Didn't really make a lot of plays after he got that contract that he got in 2017. Didn't take much. Only took like 5 or 6 games till he got a new contract. And he proved his worth. And it was a total steal from the Baltimore Ravens, okay? And unfortunately, he ended up getting spinal surgery at the end of the year. And then, you know, the 2018 season came and he wasn't ready. And then when he came back, he just looked pretty bad. Didn't look that good at all. So getting Malik Jackson is a huge upgrade. And I love him at the defensive tackle spot. Looks absolutely amazing, okay? You got Trayvon Hester behind him. Okay, and that's really it. But until the draft happens and what goes on, this is really all you have at defensive tackle right now. And the Eagles are definitely not done yet, of course. So we'll see what happens in the first round of this draft. If they go after a pass rusher, like I think they will. But a whole bunch of things could happen with this. Number 2, the defensive end position. You know, you sign Brandon Graham to a pretty medium, pretty good contract extension, which he definitely deserved. And honestly, I'm glad the Eagles did this because all of the good defensive ends were pretty much taken, franchise tagged. Jadeveon Clowney and then DeMarcus Lawrence and all the guys that are going to get big money ended up getting franchise tagged, and the Eagles had no chance and would have if Brandon Graham left, it would have sucked, and we would have a nice empty hole at the defensive end position right now, okay? Depending on who they add in the draft, you know what? You got Josh Sweat still back there, still learning the scheme, and hopefully on his second year, hey, he could do something nice. I don't put anything past him. I'm not done with Josh Sweat. I think he really played well in preseason, and when he had to come in this year for some games, it didn't look too good. But hopefully with a little bit more coaching, he could kind of do something. But I'm not really too high on him achieving anything this year until I really see something from him. Okay, Chris Long is still on contract. First, he wanted to see what the Eagles were going to do, with the season, what was going to happen. And then saying later on that he doesn't know if he's going to come back. So he's still on contract for 1 more year. And if the Eagles get rid of him, they save a few million dollars. But he does want to come back to the Philadelphia Eagles. But I think there's just a decision where, you know what, should I be done with my career, whatnot? I don't know. So we'll see with that. You got Chris Long, you got Brandon Graham coming back. You know what I mean? You had to bring Brandon Graham back. Derek Barnett is another piece to this puzzle of this defensive line. That played so damn good last year. That was playing so good last year. And then ended up, having, I think it was Achilles or a torn ACL, whatever it was. It sucked. Or a pectoral. I forgot what injury he had, but he was out for the year. But he was having a good time out there. And, to the point where Jim Schwartz was using him in pass coverage. He would line up as a defensive end, and he would just drop back in pass coverage, which is awesome because if DNs, it's really rare that a lot of DNs could do this, but they're kind of doing it with him. And he actually deflected a pass, and I think it was the Colts game. I forgot what game it was, but he actually deflected a pass, which I was like, oh, my God, this is awesome. And you know what? Derek Barnett, man, he showed, we traded Sam Bradford to the Vikings for a first-round pick. We used that first-round pick to go get a 14th overall pick, Derek Barnett, in the 2017 draft, and he really worked out so well. I mean, just making plays, he was already getting sacks in preseason, so I already knew that something was going to brew with him during the season. Making plays during the year, a fumble recovery touchdown. And you know what? He goes into the playoffs and he, strips Case Keenum. Sorry, my phone's dying. He strips Case Keenum in the NFC Championship game, allowing them, not allowing them another touchdown when they were close to the red zone. And then, picking up that ball in the Super Bowl after Brandon Graham strip sacked Tom Brady, picking up that ball, putting us in good position for the win. Has really done a good job. And, I'm not going to call him injury prone yet. I think he just had an injury year. And that's really it. But Brandon Graham, but Derek Barnett, very excited for Derek Barnett. I think he's turned out to be a really good player. I noticed about Derek Barnett, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but man, he can bend around the edge. His bending around tackles is just amazing. The way he could bend his body and as to the closest point, and go around and go after the quarterback or try to hit somebody in the backfield. It's absolutely amazing what he could do. And then you have, back to the defensive tackle position with Fletcher Cox. Being Fletcher Cox, going to take on double teams, and Malik Jackson just has that, just a better, honestly, Timmy Jernigan was better against the run than he was against the pass. And coming from the Baltimore Ravens, he was better against the run than he was against the pass. He was one of the best run stuffers in the league back in 2016. There's a lot of stuff going on with this defensive line, but it looks damn good right now. The Eagles are not done, and there's a lot more moves coming, so you just got to sit tight another 2 weeks, and the draft will be here, and we'll see who our new man is. So I think this defensive line could be the best, the absolute best. And I feel like the Eagles are going to add not even somebody from the draft, but I feel like the Eagles are going to add another veteran player to this defensive line as well. Okay, another guy. I think it's going to be pretty damn stacked. It's going to be a very, very deep defensive line. You get Chris Long back, you draft a defensive tackle, and or draft defensive end or whatever it is, and then you go and get a veteran pass rusher. I think the Eagles have one more trick up their sleeve in free agency. Go get another pass rusher. Look out for Gerald McCoy coming from the Philadelphia Eagles. I could see that happening in an instant because I think they've had interest in him. Tampa Bay Buccaneers want to get rid of him. And he doesn't fit their scheme, I guess, or whatever. They're switching back to a 3-4. They've gotten rid of most of their defensive line. Then you have Vinny Curry, and Vinny Curry is another defensive end that you're getting. He was offered more money from other teams, want to come home, and he's coming home. Okay, over 30, he's over 31, 32. Was he 32 years old? I don't know what he is. But, Vinny Curry doesn't have the sack numbers, okay? 2017 didn't have the sack numbers, but I'm sure as hell I know he was in the backfield disrupting. As long as he can go, dude, I don't care about the sacks. I don't care about the sack numbers. I don't care who gets more sacks. All I care about is major disruption in the backfield. I don't care how you do it. You make the quarterback run. You make him whatever the hell you do. If Vinny Curry makes the quarterback run a different direction, if he makes the running back take a step backwards, he did his job. And now it's someone else can go make a play. If he makes someone run a different direction, it sets up someone else for another play. Fletcher Cox is going to get double teams. Malik Jackson's going to have one-on-ones. And you know what? There's going to be some guys that think, let's double team Malik Jackson. And Fletcher Cox is going to be one-on-one against somebody. It's absolutely going to be insane. This defensive line, it looks more crazy. I understand that everyone was pissed off by the Michael Bennett trade, but it's not really a big deal because honestly, of course it's a loss, but it's not that much of a big loss. As a whole, it's not going to be a big loss because you know what? You freed up $7.2 million this year. You freed up $8 million next year, and you traded only a fifth round pick. You get a seventh back. The Eagles did it for cap purposes. He wanted more money. The Patriots gave it to him. So it is what it is, guys. But the defensive line, I'm very happy with it. Very happy with the moves that they've made in free agency, period. But defensive line, the trenches, where it all starts in this 4-3 defense. And you move from the defensive line back to the safeties. And, this defense can look pretty damn nice. 100% health. You're looking at a pretty good football team here defensively. So, I'm happy with this, and that's really about it. So let me know what you guys are excited about defensive line, who we're going to draft. Whatever you guys want to say. I always read everybody's comments on what's going on. So that's really about it. So I'll see you guys later. Shakes, what up? File, slide.